Stop for a second and think, when life isn't going your way, where do you point the finger? At the world, at other people, at bad timing, anything but the mirror. It's human nature to dodge the hard truth, to blame the storm instead of learning to steer through it. But here's the reality that hits like a thunderbolt: nothing in your life shifts until you do. The ancient Stoics, those masters of resilience, taught us that true freedom doesn't come from bending the world to your will, it comes from mastering the one thing you can control, yourself. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding to own every choice, every action, every single moment. What would your life look like a year from now if you stopped handing your power away to excuses? If you're tired of drifting through life like a ship without a rudder, it's time to grab the wheel. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura, but more importantly, commit to your own discipline, your own clarity, your own growth. Every step you take toward mastering yourself is a step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. That journey doesn't start tomorrow, it starts right now. We've all fallen for the myth that success is reserved for the gifted, those rare souls supposedly born with a spark the rest of us can only envy. It's a comforting story, isn't it? It lets us off the hook, gives us permission to sit back and say, I wasn't born with it, so why try? But that belief is a mirage, a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the sweat and struggle of effort. The Stoics would call this out for what it is, a convenient excuse to stay small. Talent. It's overrated. Discipline, on the other hand, is the great equalizer, available to every single one of us. A seed, no matter how rare, doesn't grow without soil, water, and care. Your potential is the same, it's not magic, it's work stacked on work, day after day, often in the quiet moments when no one's watching. The danger of believing in the talent myth is that it becomes a cage you build for yourself. When you convince yourself success is for the naturally gifted, you surrender before the fight even begins. How many times have you looked at someone's achievements and thought, they're just lucky? They've got something I don't. That thought feels safe because it absolves you of responsibility. If success is about innate ability, you don't have to face the discomfort of discipline. But every time you lean into that excuse, you trade growth for the fleeting comfort of surrender. Comfort never forged greatness. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said it best: luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Those who seem lucky are often the ones who've been preparing in the shadows for years while the world wasn't looking. Carl Jung, the great psychologist, believed we all carry untapped potential within us, waiting to be seen. He wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. If you're waiting for proof that you're capable before you act, you'll wait forever." Clarity doesn't come first, action does. Start moving, embrace the grind, and watch your vision sharpen. The illusion of talent fades when you realize what you thought was out of reach was simply lying dormant, waiting for you to cultivate it. Look at the people you admire. They didn't start as polished prodigies. They were uncertain, flawed, ordinary. What set them apart? They refused to quit. Think of the craftsmen who built cathedrals over generations, laying stone after stone, knowing they might never see the finished masterpiece. That's discipline in action, showing up, doing the work, even when the results are slow or invisible. Epictetus, another Stoic, taught that true freedom comes from mastering yourself. It's not about waiting for a gift you might never get, it's about owning the choices you make every day, especially the small ones. So ask yourself, is it really that you lack talent, or have you just neglected to nurture what you've been given? Every time you tell yourself you're not gifted, you're watering the weeds of doubt while starving the seeds of your potential. Everyone has something worth cultivating. The difference lies in who chooses to act. Rise early, practice your craft, push through boredom and failure, refuse to quit, and what looks like talent will grow. Others might call it natural, but you'll know the truth: it was built, not born. The illusion of talent can keep you trapped if you let it. It whispers that you can't, that others were chosen while you were overlooked. But dig deeper, and you'll see the truth. Those who rise aren't always the most gifted, they're the most disciplined, the most consistent, the ones willing to pay the price of effort every single day. The world loves to celebrate the outcome and call it talent, but you'll know it was forged through resilience and sustained by one simple choice: not to stop. The real question isn't whether you were born with enough, it's whether you're willing to nurture what you have until it becomes more than enough. Greatness isn't a gift, it's a responsibility. And when you embrace that responsibility, what once felt like a limitation becomes the very thing that teaches you how to grow. Accountability sounds noble in theory, doesn't it? It's a word that feels strong, even inspiring, until the alarm goes off at dawn, the tasks pile up, and no one's there to cheer you on. That's when accountability reveals its true weight. It's not a motivational poster or a fleeting burst of inspiration. It's the grind of showing up when it's easier to stay down, the discipline of carrying the load no one else can carry for you. Most people talk about accountability but shy away from practicing it because it's uncomfortable. It strips away excuses, leaving you face to face with the question, did you do what you said you would? Marcus Aurelius put it bluntly, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Accountability isn't about debating what it looks like, it's about acting or not. There's no middle ground. Yet, this weight isn't meant to crush you, it's meant to build you. Think of lifting heavy stones. The strain feels unbearable at first, but each lift strengthens you. Every small act of follow-through, finishing a workout, keeping a promise, builds trust in yourself. That trust changes everything. When you know you can rely on yourself, you stop waiting for permission from others. But accountability's weight comes with a catch: it demands honesty. You can't hide behind appearances or care about applause. Your life. It's painful because it shatters the illusion that circumstances or others are to blame for your stagnation. But it's also empowering, because if you're responsible, you can change. That change often feels lonely. When you hold yourself accountable, you might stand alone. Others may not understand why you push when no one demands it, why you make quiet sacrifices. But that solitude is where character is forged. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Accountability is that examination in action, testing whether your choices align with the life you want. Over time, the weight of accountability becomes freedom. At first, it feels like chains, binding you to commitments no one else sees. But those chains are your discipline, holding together the structure of your life. Without them, everything collapses. With them, you stand firm, no matter the storm. So when accountability feels heavy, remind yourself that heaviness is the point. You can't grow strong without resistance. You can't build trust in yourself without being tested. Seneca warned that most people aren't free because they live for others' opinions. Accountability frees you from that trap, forcing you to prioritize integrity over external validation. Do you act because it's right or because someone's watching? That question cuts deep, but it's where growth begins. Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." Accountability is that awakening, the daily choice to own your actions, your time. Accountability isn't for the easy days when motivation flows, it's for the days when you're tired, when no one notices whether you succeed or fail. Those moments define you, not because others see, but because you do. Imagine sitting across from someone you admire, a mentor, a guide, and laying out your week, hour by hour, choice by choice. No excuses, just the raw truth of how you spent your time. Would you stand tall, proud that your actions matched your ambitions? Or would you shrink, realizing how much of your life slipped away to distraction or delay? This is the mirror test, and it's not about judgment from others, it's about whether you can face yourself. Seneca wrote, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Time is your life's currency, yet we spend it carelessly. The mirror test forces you to see if you've been a faithful steward or a reckless spender. Every wasted hour isn't just lost time, it's lost life, gone forever. The mirror doesn't care about your intentions or promises. It reflects what you did. If you said you wanted to get healthy but spent your evenings scrolling, the mirror won't lie. If you dreamed of building a business but poured your hours into entertainment, the truth will show. Jung said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." The mirror test exposes the gap between who you claim to be and who you are. That gap can sting, but it's also a gift. It shows you where to improve, reminding you that every day is a chance to redirect your energy. Marcus Aurelius lived with urgency, treating each day as if it could be his last, not out of despair, but to focus his actions. When you see wasted hours in the mirror, it's not the end, it's the start of change. Excuses are the lies we tell ourselves, dressed up as reason. I don't have time. I don't have support. They sound rational, but they're thieves, stealing your potential. Every time you say I can't, you hand your power to something outside yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Excuses convince you the problem is out there, but the solution is always within. The more you repeat them, the more they become your identity, a prison you build and lock yourself inside. Everyone faces obstacles, but what separates those who grow from those who stay stuck is refusing to let excuses define them. Socrates taught, "He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have." Waiting for perfect conditions is a trap. There's only now, and the choice to act or avoid. When you reject excuses, you reclaim your power. The next time you hear yourself say, "I don't have time," pause. Is it truth, or fear in disguise? Excuses don't protect you, they rob you of the life you could live. The mirror reflects only action, not intentions. So stop believing the lies, and choose differently. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. The Stoics embraced it, knowing it builds strength. Every obstacle is a chance to rise, every setback a lesson to grow. One final thought, when you own your life, you don't just change yourself, you inspire others. Your discipline, your consistency, your refusal to quit ripple outward. People notice, even if you don't say a word. A friend rethinks their excuses because they see you choosing action. A colleague works harder because your standard raises the bar. At WisdomWavesAura, we believe in becoming the standard, not through words, but through living with integrity. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." When you live this way, you give others permission to rise. So keep going. Watch another video on WisdomWavesAura and continue your journey to self-mastery. The cost of ownership is high, effort, honesty, discipline, but the reward is a life of clarity, strength, and freedom. Choose it today.